Alright, I think we're good. So, our buddy Randy Ocean on Conical reminded me that I have these little tiny standoffs from an old show kit, as well as these shorter flathead screws in 1.6. So, I think I'm gonna be able to make this work. So let me get these kits out again, and I might start putting some stuff together. So this is the plate. This is the reason why I was struggling there, is because the only thing hardware-wise to build these that I got were just these little kind of shorty, 4mm M1.6 screws, which is like, what, 0.35 millimeter pitch. They're super tiny. They're little guys, but nothing else. And so the plate has fairly large holes that are not threaded, and the PCB, which if y'all were looking at that on that short panicked stream that I did earlier where I realized I didn't have all the parts. If you've seen this before, it looks like a board many of us have seen, purchased. I do love the brain share in the taupe reverse. So I'm gonna try this real quick, make sure that these do screw in. I'm gonna set that aside because if this works, I gotta put a lot of these in. But what I'm thinking is that these are gonna sit right. Yeah. So okay. So that's perfect. So that actually sits right in there. So let me screw one of these screws down on top of it and see if it holds it in place where it needs to be. And I think that might be the right way to go with these. Of course, that's going to be a pain to get in because these are like the tiniest and I've got the meatiest fingers. So, alright, so I do the, go anti-clockwise till you feel the thread drop and then drive it home. That way you don't strip anything. But okay, so that's going to be a pain because that does not bite. So that leaves it free spinning. So that may still not be perfect. I might have to grind that off, which would suck. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at there, is the board is basically just a derivative of the E60. So, okay. So that way, it stays there, but then it's got this lip. And so what I'm worried about is when this is assembled... no, I guess it drops in there. But I'm wondering if when I screw the screw from the other side, if it's not going to bite down enough, is my concern. So let me grab one of these and see if it does bite down or not. Hey, what's up, Tech? So I am testing out this AliExpress board, which may or may not work. So this may be another aborted stream if I can't get these to bite properly. But yeah, they sent me not all the parts I need to assemble this AliExpress kit. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, that actually does bite enough. I think that will work, rather than going the other way with it. So unless... because, yeah, that gives a little bit more room. I think the plate being the thinness that it is, it doesn't really let the screw bite down. Alright, so we're going to do it that way. So we're hoping this works. So, yeah, it looks like these little standoffs were missing from the kit entirely. The only thing they sent were these screws. So I'll be using these for the bottom for the PCB to go into that. But I'm going to set those aside for right now because what I'm going to do is use this kit here, which are some show parts from their carbon fiber plate for the S60, and just go ahead and install all of those into the plate real quick, so then we can pop in the housings and actually see if we can make it work. So yeah, so this is gonna be a fun experiment. And I do hope this works, but you know, if it doesn't, then the failure will just be all the more spectacular. And I've got some other parts on order that I'm hoping are slightly different than these. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. This will be a fun one, regardless. So I am wondering, let me look at this plate, because... Alright, so it goes this way. And yeah, that's the space bar at the bottom. So, okay, so yeah, so it does, those do kind of fit in there. So I'm thinking, once I have all the screws in place, I'm hoping that this just like kind of drops in. So, yeah, let's just keep doing what I'm doing and cross our fingers. So, Chaos Fire Dragon, I do have some standoffs ordered from Amazon. They were like, I think, $9 for 100 of them. So they should be getting here Wednesday. If you're not in like an intense hurry, let those arrive, and then I will test them out and see if they're the same things as these, if they're shorter or not. And if so, then I'll get the info out there. So. Just hang tight, let me test this, and I think, we should, cool. You're not in any hurry. That's good to see. Alright. Well, speaking of no hurry, I'm definitely going to be in no hurry with this build, because this is going to be a lot of little parts, it looks like. Which can be fun, but, I'm planning on doing this thing about as bare bones as I can. In that I'm not actually even going to be lubing my sliders. Oftentimes I'll like RO59 coat them, but for this first build I want to I just want to try these sliders naked, as basic as I can, and I want to see how they feel. Oh. Yeah, I'm really not liking these little M1.6 screws. I understand why they're using these. Really because of these standoffs, because of the way that they had to build this, because they didn't want to tap the plate or whatever. But there's, it's such a narrow, like, I just feel like I'm gonna strip these if I even look at them wrong. And I apologize, I'm kind of doing this a little close to the vest here, but it's not that exciting. So... yeah, I'm really wondering. I mean, okay. I think I already may have stripped that one. It's not playing. Yeah, it just does not want to sit right. So I don't know if I messed. Let's see. Luckily, I have a whole stack of these, so I'm just going to drop that one in the sidebar and see if the next one works. Flurkin, Schlurkin, what's up, Elquan? What's up, Neko? What's up, Randy? And Randy, thank you. I appreciate your wisdom. Because had you not mentioned that, I would have been real sad tonight that I couldn't build this board. But it does look like these standoffs are going to do the trick. So in fact, now that I've got kind of a... let me add a few more on this side so that I've got a little matrix of them. And then I'm going to pop in some housings and make sure that the bottom of them, at least where they'll interface with the PCB, does fully clear. If not, then I may try to stack, like, squeeze a gasket or something in there to kind of help take up the slack, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I will say I don't like the way that these sit on this plate, because they don't really recess into it. They're sitting slightly on top, and I'm wondering if the keycaps are gonna, have any kind of interference issues there. But yeah, we'll see. So, alright, so I got a couple of these in. Sorry, on my abbreviated one, I showed off some parts, and then I realized I didn't have all the parts I needed, so I kind of killed it, but I can bust these out again real quick. So, this is the kit they send, and they send almost everything you need to build it. So, for, 120 something bucks, I think it's like about 150 after shipping. They send, this plate, which will be gasket mounted. It's got some little foamy guys that either go on here or go on the case. We'll what basically just looks like the, you know, the EC60 board here. It's pretty much got everything on it but the Sipulot logo, so I guess they're basing it on that. And then they've got, you know, their black housings. I've got some of their clear ones. These are the ones you buy from YMDK or, you know, the PBB parts. They've got the Co-Star stabs, so we're gonna play with those and have some fun. Got springs. Got the sliders, which are kind of the Nova Touch style, that they don't have any real, you know, accommodation for silencing. Got a bunch of domes that we'll bust out and play with here. Got the little, you know, gasket mounting, daughter board with, you know, little cable. It actually comes with an extra little golden apple there to, you know, just in case you'll scuff your guy there, which is kind of cool. And then there's, you know, this case, which is like dripping old school. So, you know, you can kind of see those gaps there where the, you know, the gasket mounting is going to happen. But yeah, it's a cute little case. It's got this little bulb out, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, it holds the part, it does the job. And what I love are those right there. So just realized this foot is kind of not sitting in there right, so let me just give it a little squeeze. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. I feel like that's a little better. So 60 and 67%. I wish I would have known that, Chaos Fire Dragon. I guess I need to reach out to them and just see what they can get me on the side, because I'd like to try their heavier weights, especially now that we're losing out on, I mean, obviously the BK Redux are long gone, but like, it seems like the greens, you know, start to peter out. The 60-gram carrots looks like they're no longer making, so. Hey, what's up, Ithrak? Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, I was just showing off some of these, like, you know, PBB parts. And they did include a little bag of screws, which are all these little guys here, actually. The only thing they didn't include were these kind of threaded spacer, you know, standoffs that are necessary to make this board work. So I'm going to keep putting those together. I just wanted to give the quick rundown of, like, all the various parts that come in the kit. And for the domes, I did go with the 45 gram, and I went with the OEM style, so kind of the rounded, just because I wanted to get the best comparison to what I recently built with Densis, and, you know, the desk board that I recently built, so I figure that'll, you know, as close to apples as I can. And then we'll play around with that and, you know, see what we really like, because they look nice. You know, for the price, they look sweet, so I'm really hoping. So Ithark, I'm building, it's this, what is this, M0110 kit. It's kind of based on, you know, the old Apple keyboard that inspired the Happy Hacking keyboard in a way. So it's kind of going, you know, all the way around, and now I'm building an EC kit in the, you know, the, at least the MX style Happy Hacking keyboard layout with a 7U spacebar. But I got this off of AliExpress. So this is here. In fact, give me just a second. I think I've got it pulled up here. Yeah, so let me pop this up. It's basically just this guy right here. So, what, 126 bucks? And it comes with, you know, you can get it as a self-assembly kit. That's what I did. Or you can get it with the assembled kit. And, you know, it's a little bit more. It's 150 bucks. But it comes with, you know, comes with all the parts. It does come with Co-Star stab, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, 20 bucks shipping. So, like, you know, all together it was, you know, around 150 bucks. Doesn't come with keycaps, so I got stacks of caps with 7U space bars. So, yeah, let me do that here. There you go. And I've been looking. AliExpress is actually picking up some other stuff. So these are the sliders. So you can get all the stuff through the YMDK store, like the parts. And they got the purple. They got these kind of white, clear ones. These are what we're going to be using today. They got, you know, different kinds of domes. So they've got the 35 gram listed and the three variants, which are, you know, the M1s are kind of like their BKE Redux or like OG BKE open top, you know, slanted sides. The D1s are kind of like the V2 desk, that they're closed top, but they still have the slanted sides. And then the T style, those are like the closest to OEM with the actual rounded. So I'm going to be building with those style, but I'll be building with the 45 gram weight. But yeah, there's different listings. They've got the housings, the clear and the black. I'll probably be swapping out and just doing the clear housings just for fun. They got springs. They got different. I think these are the. Those are the 45 gram M1s, but I'm going to be using the ones that are more, the T style ones. There's the board. So they've got all this stuff available individually. There's even like the NCR80 kit, which is you can get with the full board. So I mean, it's kind of cool what you're seeing out there on AliExpress. So this is the one that I'm building today. So pretty slick. But yeah, I'm having to put these, and now that I've got a few of them in, let me actually get out the other. I'm trying to remember where. I think I put them over here. Got the big box of KLC parts, but I also have these are the domes that PBB makes. Those are the housings. They got all this. Oh shit! And I guess the top of that was not sealed, so I just threw a bunch of these things all over the place. Whoops. Thankfully they're cheap, so I'm not too pissed if I lose a few. But yeah, it's cool. It's super cool. The options that are out there, and the options that are coming out at affordable price points now. I mean, when you're trying to fill a board with desk stuff and you're spending $300-400 on top of the board that you're wanting to mod, it gets a bit pricey. But I really do enjoy that. This stuff is now coming out at a price that it's a lot more affordable. So, all right, I think I'm going to use these. Let me just pop a few in. Yeah, custom EC is popping off. The printable EC60 doesn't support 6.25 spacebar. That's a bummer. Yeah, I think this one's a 7. I prefer a 6. I mean, I'm an HHKB guy, so if I could just get away with running 6 on everything, I would. But I know that we don't live in a perfect world. All right, yeah, I just want to make sure that I've got this facing the right way because that is up. Before I get too far into it. So my worry. Okay. Yeah, so I think that might actually work, because I'm looking at these, there's this little bit of collar that extends past where, the flat is of this, but they still sit flush to, yeah, I think that'll work perfectly. Alright. Okay, we're good. Yeah, thanks to SIP, no shit, that's the other half of that sentence is, we would not be where we are without that brilliant Italian man. His output consistently blows my mind. And I mean, he's working with everybody. And I mean, we got the memes on who the bad actors are in this, but somehow he is able to thread the needle and help everybody out and keep this whole ball rolling. So, raise that one to SIP. Cheers, bud. Alright, so let me knock these out, then I'm going to snap in a bunch of these clear housings. I don't remember if I was saying it on this stream or the previous stream, but I am going to go pretty bare bones with this. I will be lubing the stabs, the co-star stabs. I will not be lubing the 1U housings. In fact, I think I'm going to hold off on lubing those entirely just because I want to feel what it feels like without. And then I may come back in and lube them later. But for the time being, I'm going to run it dry. And just see how rough it is. Yeah, I am okay. I just saw your comment. I am super happy that SIP is working on a Bluetooth Cornet EC kit. I just want to see more Bluetooth aftermarket EC kits. I love my Yangs. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to be plugged in all the time. So yeah, hearing that SIP is working on that is tight. So the Mad Lad from Milan, hell yeah. Alright. Man, there are a lot of freaking screws in this board, and I'm... yeah, alright. Sorry I'm working so slow here. I'm just thinking about good things that are EC, because... you know, it seems like there's a lot of new cool shit coming down the pipe, and, you know, for every, what, exit scam, or, you know, villainous vendor, or, you know, whatever, like, dude, there is so much new cool stuff coming out, and, like, you know, for all the memeing we did on the densest parts here and there, like, dude, having another option, having an affordable option that is in stock that can be shipped to you, it's pretty nice. Like, I love me Des, but, you know, he seems like he's letting some stuff go out of stock and will not be making any more of it, so he's, like, letting some of the product lines die, and I'm glad other people are starting to pick it up. Corday is easy because it has solderable microcontrollers, so you can use a nice nano. So that's where y'all start losing me. I don't know shit about all that. I still, in fact, I've got those battery charger modules that SIP made me, and I haven't put any of those together because I'm still not 100% ready for starting to solder this shit. That's why I love EC, is because I don't have to. But that's cool. So I need to look at more of this kind of stuff, because I don't know, I feel somewhat sheltered being such an HHKB guy that, like, I miss out on a lot of the more, you know, esoteric layouts, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, as tedious as some of this stuff is, I do feel very much that, like, EC is kind of like Legos. You know, you just put it together. You don't have to solder. You don't have, you know, it all snaps together. It all, you know, sometimes. Oh man. All right, there we go. Yeah, I can't say I'm super feeling this method of assembly. Like, I get it on, like, you know, I guess like a carbon fiber plate that would, like, splinter or, you know, cause issues if you were to try to, you know, thread and screw into it, though I'm sure that you can. It's just a matter of skill issue kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. These are a pain. The Ergo keyboard community, a Heavy 6 I bought comes with the Hasu and Yang controllers. Yeah, that's pretty sick, Elquan. I think I've got a Dave K controller for my Heavy 6s and my Heavy 9. But yeah, I love that there's, you know, fully programmable, that you can get Bluetooth kits. Like, dude, it's cool. So it's that Chaos Fire Dragon. The Ergo keyboard community is built off of solderable microcontrollers because they print their own PCBs and cases. Yeah, that's... like, I like to think that, you know, we're this weirdo little niche, but, like, you know, being electrocapacitive keyboard enjoyers, but really it's all those tiny little, you know, Ergo, Ortho, whatever, you know, that shit is wild. You know, all those little, you know, dactyls and, you know, that shit, like, I don't know. At least I can kind of wrap my brain around to 60%. Those are alien to me. Like, I expect the people typing on those to have, like, 6 fingers or something, you know? Like, it's like some kind of weird, like, a hinged thumb on each side. There's got to be some secret to making that shit work that just doesn't work for me. There is an EC dactyl. Yeah, that's the, yeah. And the Japanese scene, I actually do follow I follow a Japanese, Discord that I cannot understand anything in, but the pictures, like, constantly blow my mind. Yeah, that shit's cool. And it's all fascinating. I would really love... oh, dropped that piece. I would love to go to Japan and, like, check out some of their, like, keyboard shops, keyboard meetups. I don't know, whatever the heck they do, but, like... I feel like it would... yeah, it'd be wild. And as an HHKB guy, like, I'd hope that, like, I would fit in with all that, but I don't know. Wonder, do they mod as much as we do? Like, are they, like... Like, I see the customs that they make, but like, I don't know, I guess when I think about US, probably the everyday keyboard user isn't really a modder either. We're just like a bunch of weirdos. But like, is there a similar... I mean, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen people in Japan that do, so... It is a thing, but I wonder if it's as big of a thing. Some dactyl makers are crazy. There's one guy that makes custom keyboards based off the size of your hand, personalized for each person. That is sick. Could you show the PCB? Yeah, sorry. Let me, So, I mean, if you've seen the EC60, the connector, so... Oh, okay, so there's this one on board, and then there is the daughter board, which, yeah, let me get that out. Sorry, I haven't shown you that. So it's just it's just like a USB-C, you know, it's pretty basic. Nothing too exciting going on. I don't know that. I do not know the answer to that. That would be probably a SIP or a smarter person than me questions. I'm not exactly sure. All right, so we're getting close. We got 7-8 to go. All right, then we can start popping in housings.
But she keeps on acting like an army mule. I've learned a lot about women. Women are all like you. Keep on a-walking if women are all like you. Boots, boots, pick 'em up and lay 'em down. Boots, boots, marching into town. Hold your pretty chin up and keep on hiking, sister. Cause your little tootsies are a-heading for a blister.
Yeah, I do wonder how, how these things are going to go together, because I do see some spots on this board that it doesn't seem like there's like any screws going through, so like, does it have enough support over here? We'll see. Okay, Chaos Fire Dragon, you just hit me with a big one. So this is all the information on the Ali store about their EC60. Okay, I'm not going to read all that out loud, but yeah, that's I don't know if the PC... I mean, it's pretty much, I think, just the you know, the SIP board, so... Hey, what's up, Geek Hack? Yeah, I feel like it's just the SIP board that, you know, either they branched off of what he's put out there, or... I don't know, but... So I figure if his board fits in it, this thing will fit in it. Like, actually, I feel like on one of them they even call out his name. Hold on just a second. Let me... Where is it? Yeah, so check this out. Yeah, here we go. Special statement. This 60 EC PCB is a derivative of the EC60 from Sipulat G Team. Sincere thanks them again. So yeah, so this is, you know, based on the SIP board, which is interesting. I wonder what they changed. Yeah, but it doesn't at all show or discuss the standoffs or any of the, you know, the hardware needed to put it together, which is kind of a drag. But yeah, so you can buy that as the PCB or as an assembled kit. So I wonder if that's, you know, the assembled kit, they're just putting it together with this shit. But yeah, interesting. Alright, so let me finish these. Sorry, I keep getting distracted here. And we can pop in the housings and start playing with CoStar. which from what I hear is either an experience or not really too bad, and actually they sound pretty good when they're tuned. So we'll see. I've heard different things from different people. Yeah, man, I absolutely hate these M1.6 screws. Like, I feel like it's dropping in and starting, and then it doesn't bite right, and it's, yeah, I'm not digging these at all. I'm very glad I have a lot of them, because they're kind of pissing me off. I really do need to learn what this Twitch streaming supporter, whatever the hell it's called, founders thing. Like, I just saw you mention the founders badge, and I don't know. I don't think I've set up anything as far as subs go, so I need to get on that. I apologize, y'all who are on, you know, with the program here. I am not with the program. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just putting shit together. There we go. Twitch default, first 10 people to sub. That's pretty cool. Hey, thanks, Elquan. Jeez, y'all are, yeah. Well, thank you. And thanks, Shizo, Zizo. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Nice. Alright. Here we go. We got 2 more after this. Then we got to pop shit together. I will say this is a little tedious. This is not so much a fun part of the build, and I've not done any of the aftermarket stuff with like FR4 or, you know, carbon fiber, any of the, you know, more esoteric plates. So I've not yet gotten to experience this particular joy. All right, I think we're just about there. One more. There we go. Alright. Boom. So that's all of those. Yes. Get that crap out of the way. Now the fun part. We have hopefully at least 60 of these. And we're kind of like, you know, just making it up as we go, because I 100% did not sit here and count and make sure I have 60 of them. So, alright, popping those in. They actually fit fairly good. They got a little, like, just a touch wiggle. But they're not bad at all, so I think we're just going to go with this. And yeah, this is what I was making sure. So that does pop right around the standoff. So yeah, I think these are going to, like, those fit really nicely. So I don't know. I went ahead and already reached out to the AliExpress sellers, being like, yo, this is a part that you left out. If you meant to include those, I don't have them. And if you didn't mean to include those, you might want to start meaning to, because can't build your kit without them. Alright. So yeah, the click engagement is pretty nice. The clip sits right above the thing, like, looking at those housings in there, you know, it's a nice fit. Like, they're not, like, wiggly or anything. So I do like, you know, it's not so bad. So let me finish this one off and crack another, and we'll get back to that. Alright. I have a clip on. Yeah, actually, sorry, I'm just catching up here. If you do have a clip on how to say your name, shoot it to me, because I'm very curious. And if you send me a Rickroll, I will be equal parts amused and annoyed. But hit me with it. Okay, sweet. Hassan's... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna... Sorry, Hank, you gotta hold on to the wild side of life.
Hello, Zezio. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Hello, Zezio.
Alright, Zezio. There we go. So, now that we got that down, let's put this thing together. And thank you. I'm always interested. I hate, like, calling someone something and then you meet them in person and they're like, oh, by the way, my name's actually, like... No, I want to try to say them correctly if I at all can. So, appreciate you. Alright. So yeah, these are really just kind of popping in here. This isn't so bad. I will say this plate is not super well finished. Like I can run my finger along this edge here and feel the edge. So, you know, this side's a little shinier. That side is not at all shiny. And it's, I mean, it's scuffed. It is the definition of scuffed. Like there are scuffs on it. So yeah, you know, 120 bucks. What am I complaining about? I think it's great. I really do wonder what this is going to sound like once it's fully assembled, because I'm usually like throwing silencing rings and all that kind of stuff in here, but we're going real low tech on this one. I want to kind of experience the parts in their naked glory, you know. So we're gonna go easy on this one. All right.
You don't worry if I walk the floor. You don't stop that fire burning in my heart for you a yearning. You don't do right by me anymore.
Do I have enough of these to finish? Hope so. Might end up with a few blacks in here if I don't. Yeah, I've been in kind of, I don't know. I was like, earlier today I was feeling Western Swing and threw it on. I've just been listening to it all day, so... Y'all are getting Western Swing today. It's not always, you know... freaking Corridos and... slow and throat rap and everything else. But yeah, I mix it up.
I can't tell what you thinking anymore.
And what's up, Batter? Good to see you.
What you got in store. Honey, you so darn deceiving. Now you got my heart a grieving. You don't do right by me anymore. Oh, you don't do right by me anymore. Good God, you really got me so. All you do is
So yeah, Randy Ocean saved the day when I was all pissed off because I realized I didn't have the parts. And then he was like, yo, you know, the freaking show carbon fiber plate comes with these standoffs. And I was like, wait, what? I got one of those. So went and dug it out of the box, and sure enough. And oh man, if I run out of parts and don't have enough, that's going to be a real bummer. Depending on how many I have, I do have something else to take apart to harvest a handful of clear. Because I think I got at least 6 more in something else. But I really thought I had enough of these parts to at least build a full HHKB. So it's been a while since I got the iFixit kit. Well, so far I've been digging it, though today I just started using one of these really small bits, and I can already see some like marks on there. It's a little softer than I might like it to be. But I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe soft is good and I'm not stripping stripping screws because of it, but I'm not sure. Alright, I think I might have enough. I think. Because, yeah, I don't put one in the corner. So let's go under the plate. So it's just these. Tight, and 3 spare. Okay, alright, so we're perfect. That's good to know. Alright. So we're close. Yeah, I mean, the iFixit kit, it's alright. I don't know. I'm not super impressed with it, but it's got most of the things I've needed. I haven't, like, you know, I've been able to take apart all my electronics and be like, oh shit, I don't have X part. Like, I've always had at least, you know, had the bit. So, quality, I don't know. I mean, hell, Snap-on isn't even Snap-on anymore. I hear their latest stuff is not the best, so who knows? At least they still replace it. Alright, there we go. So that is all of the housings. And unlike, you know, a standard like Real Force or Leopold, or, you know, this kind of goes more of like that NIS style. Everything is 1U. There's no 2U. There's no 1.75U. There's no, you know, it's all 1U and CoStar. So I guess one nice thing about CoStar is you can assemble the plate and still access the stabs and stuff because they actually go above the plate, I believe. So let me go ahead and find something to stand this off on, and we'll start popping in the other parts. Oh, they have a lifetime warranty? Well, that is good to know too. So send in the scuff bits to get replaced. Okay. That is really awesome to know. So yeah, I just needed to get a little, you know, something to throw this and, you know, stand it off on. So I figured that'll do the trick. There we go. All right. Cool. And then let's start popping stuff in. So we are just using their, you know, the sliders that came in the box. And again, it's nothing but 1U parts. So I guess I don't need to. And you know, those feel pretty good. They don't have a lot of play. Like, yeah, I feel like they feel pretty good. So let me just move this out of the way for now. Let's work on these. I will say so far, like, aside from the missing part, the build experience is not too bad. They, you know, they pop right in. Now this is a plate that they made for their part, so I've not tried installing these parts in like a Leopold. The only other board that I've installed these parts in is a Neverest. So no, that is actually one thing. I am not going to be lubing the sliders or the housings. I will be lubing the CoStar stabs. But I want to feel what the plastic on plastic rub of these is going to be. I plan to disassemble this board and reassemble it again with lubed sliders. And in fact, I have a full another set of these sliders that will be getting my, you know, standard RO59 treatment. But for this build, I want to go unsilenced, unlubed. Like, I'm, you know, it's going to be about as naked and, you know, on the face. Yeah, we're going in raw on this one, guys. So the next build of this will be lubed and potentially silenced. I might throw, you know, my usual number 3 silicone rings, or we'll see. But yeah, for this this build, I kind of had an idea, and I do want to hear what it sounds like. I kind of, you know, with all the plastic and the plastic on plastic and the housings and like the case, I think it's going to be, I don't know, could sound atrocious. It could really sound bad. Hey, what's up, Planny 2? Welcome to the build. This is one of these, I don't know, I guess they don't really respect copyright or anything. They got like Apple Macintosh M0110 on the box, you know, with like pictures of the logo, and but it's this AliExpress board that they're selling for about 120 bucks. Plus, you know, 20 shipping, and comes as a kit that unfortunately doesn't have all the parts. It's missing, you need these little standoffs, these little M1.6 kind of spacers that for whatever reason they didn't include. I did reach out to them through AliExpress. I haven't checked to see if they got back with me. Yeah, I told them I do not have photos because the part is missing, and they're like, photos are helpful if you have them. I'm like, well, the part is not here, so I do not have a photo of something that I do not have. But I do have these other parts from the show kit that do work, so I'll just send them those, and hopefully they can order up a whole mess of them and, you know, save other people the trouble, because that was a little frustrating earlier. And, you know, if Randy Ocean didn't save the day and remind me of the show kit's existence, I would have been pretty bummed for not being able to build this tonight. But here we are. We're doing it. Alright. So, KLC parts for EC PCB. Yes, I did in fact try the KLC parts. I have next to me somewhere under this pile of other parts. An actual, like... So this is a board that I built with the KLC parts. And, you know, no silencing and... So as built, not my preferred sound profile. This is, you know, GMK cap, so, you know, they do kind of have the rib impact that people have complained about, and it's alright. It feels good. Like, feel-wise, I like it a lot. Their domes are really nice. Like, the domes are about as close to OEM domes as any of the aftermarket makers have come. Parts go together well. The experience was pleasant. The sound is not, I'm not 100% sold on that. Though, you know what? When I put this together and it sounds exactly like that, like, we'll see. Asking, was it stock? So, I just bought the parts kit. I didn't buy any of their boards. So this was, you know, it was a completely assembled kit. And it's built in a PC Show S60. So, you know, as far as was it stock, I mean, I did lube the sliders. I lubed the, you know, with RO59, I lubed the stabs. So they're, you know, no, it's not completely stock. Do I have a case for this build? Yes. So for this one, it was a case from AliExpress. This is the box it comes in, you know, because apparently I don't give a damn about copyrights. But this is what it looks like. So it's cute, you know. It's got big bezels, got like, you know, it's got these little foamy insert guys here that will kind of gasket mount this, you know, this plate into here. So yeah, so that's what's going on with this. And I'll do some more like comparison stuff later. I just wanted to kind of get this one built up with their parts. Let's see where we can go with it, because it looks like a cool kit, and for the price, I mean, 120 bucks, you can't buy a keyboard worth of, you know, desk parts for, I mean, probably costs twice that when you consider all the, you know, the wires and everything else. And they're able to deliver a whole keyboard kit for that price. Sorry, I don't mean to leave you guys hanging. Thank you. Yeah, I will say, as far as, you know, if you're looking to buy this kit, there was, and I don't, here they are. It looks like the one that I got did not come with these standoffs. They're like 2.3 millimeter wide. They're for M1.6, you know, screws. So it didn't come with those, and they are necessary to, you know, attach the board to the PCB. So I've already written the vendors on AliExpress about those. I'll send them pictures here once I'm done with this build, and hopefully save you all the hassle. Because when I called them out in the chat, and I mean, you know, maybe the person on the other side of the chat doesn't have any experience with these, but they had no idea what I was talking about. Does any other EC kit do gasket mounting? I don't know about the NIS stuff. HHKB and Real Force really don't. Live Oak does. I think the Live Oak plates are kind of gasket mounted. And they've got little, like, you know, rubber, you know, strips that you either connect to the integrated housing plate, or you connect to the you know, the housing itself. And yeah, those have gasket. Okay, class 80 R2 EC kit. Okay. Yeah, I did not. There's so much new EC stuff coming out. I love it, like, but I'm not. Means that I'm not keeping up with everything. I used to like have my finger on the pulse of a lot more projects, and nowadays I really can't follow everything. But that's cool. All right. So yeah, for folks who are offended by, you know, unsilenced, unlubed, like, sorry, this one's getting it. Come on. Yeah, the like, there's a very light amount of wobble in there, but not bad. And they move very freely. Like these, they feel good in this. So I'm probably, not this stream, but soon, I would like to do a, I don't know, I need to do the parts swap comparison and like, you know, get a plate, put in a bunch of like, just do a whole matrix of different housings and then try the different sliders and different housings and see what actually does fit with what. Because, I mean, there's some talk about like, I guess some of the densest parts not working in OEM. And I don't want to like, you know, I probably shouldn't even be saying it because I've not really sat down and confirmed or denied. In fact, when I've slapped them in the parts, they move just fine. And I think Sip was showing them off moving just fine, but I feel like someone in one of the other Discords was like mentioning that they're like 0.02 millimeter off and like it causes a drag issue or something about the barrel that like, you know, the OEM ones taper slightly and theirs don't or something. But I need to go back and find it because I don't know. I just want to sit down and take all the measurements and make sure that fitment on all this stuff is good because it's been a lot of questions and I don't know, we don't have all the data yet, so thankfully we do have all these, you know, nifty little tools so we can figure it out. Alright, so one more slider. And then we can, I think, start putting the domes and stuff. Now, I do, so I guess I need to start thinking about this now while I can, because I have not done these in a long time. I know these clip in, and they don't necessarily need to be assembled first, like they can clip in from the top. So, like, okay, so it clips in like so. Okay. Yeah, that does have some play. I do wonder, like, should I tape mod that and like keep it? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of rattly. That moves a lot. So I wonder if I should do something to keep that from rattling so much. Should I tape that? Okay. Dump these out in here. Alright. I gotta say, these wires are feeling super chintzy. Like, yeah, that wire is wonk. Okay. So EC gasket mounts still feel fairly stiff because of all the standoffs mounting points in the assembly, mostly isolation gasket on Ultraflex.
Now the man just has to play the boogie and talk, because if he
Alright.
don't talk, his fingers fall. He says bring me some chicken and good homebrew.
So before I go too far, I do want to just see if this sits on here like I expect it to.
Now when the moon comes up, he just won't go to bed. Grabs his
Yeah.
guitar, beats time with his head.
Alright.
Beats keep a tapping his fingers, keep
So that
the
does
groove,
fit.
the eighth,
So
he's a groove, such a sleep.
that looks good.
Snoring,
Okay. Okay.
dreaming, talking boogie. Now if
Cool.
you wanna get your enjoys, listen to me.
Alright.
Just get yourself on down to Tennessee. His guitar,
Let's see, does that clear it enough to let those... Nope, those do touch. Alright. So I just need to get some boxes under this.
Now he's got a little gal about 5'3", she says, take it down.
Oh man.
Boogie for me. When the moon comes up and the
So
stars
I scored something the other day. I was really, really freaking happy. I went to a thrift shop in town,
talking boogie.
and they had a bunch of keyboard shit. And so I picked up this unopened Dots R2 Dark Spacebar kit for $3 at a thrift shop, which is kind of cool. So they also had some 40% kits. They had some, I don't know, some like short throw, like weirdness in a. Yeah, they had all sorts of stuff. It was kind of cool. I was rather impressed. Like, I don't go to thrift shops and like see, you know, keyboard gear all that often. Yeah, it was really wild. So I talked to the lady at the counter. Like, she saw me looking at the stuff and kind of like measuring and considering what I really wanted. And hold on, this one's not sitting right. There we go. All right, let me just make sure these are all flat. Yeah, I think that was the only one askew. Okay. So yeah, so she was like, you know, asking me if I was, you know, into mechanical keyboards. And I was like, yeah, I like mechanical keyboards, this, that, the other. And you know, and so she pulled out like a nicer set. Like she had like an SA, like this like kind of dark blue and gray set that she had like kind of tucked back behind everything else. She was like, well, look at this, and you know, showing that off. And so, you know, I was like, oh, that's cool, but you know, not really my thing. So she's like, so what kind of switches, or you know, she was asking about like what switches I liked. And I was like, well, you know, funny you asked that. I don't really use like the mechanical MX style switches. I like, you know, cup rubber. So and of course I had my backpack on me, or my sling bag. So I was like, well, let me show you. So I pulled an HHKB out of my bag with my gun sock and all that, and laid it on the counter. And her two coworkers came over, and all three of them like hopped on and were, you know, typing away and checking it out. And you know, they were duly impressed. I mean, come on, you know, when someone whips out an HHKB in front of you like that, what are you gonna do but like be impressed? So yeah, so that was pretty funny. Oh, interesting. I just found one that has a manufacturing defect there. That it looks like that was not cut out. So I'm gonna set that one aside and probably use that to trim up to fit the oddballs. But yeah, we're getting, let's see. Okay, so I need 2 3s. Let's save that one for now. Yeah, so like they were super into it, and you know, I bought my little spacebar set for $3. I mean, sorry, that was the end of the story. So I showed it off, and you know, then I put it away and walked the fuck out, because I also bought like a 90-degree angle wood clamp, and I got like some, you know, food saver little stretchy silicone things, and I got all this other shit. But like the fact that they had keyboard nerd stuff at the place really was shocking. Alright, so let me see. So I need a 3, a 2, and then a whole bunch of 1s, I think is what it's looking like. Alright, so I'm going to cut this as my 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of... I'm on a cutting mat, so I'm just going to trim this away here real quick. Cool. Alright. That should fit right so. Perfect. And then I still need a 3. Man, I gotta say, dude, like, I don't know. I mean, I love this guy's music, but his freaking name is Spade Cooley. And, like, you know, I don't know when this came out, but some white guy who basically takes on 2 what could potentially be considered slurs as his name. Like, that's kind of, you know, that's a thing. Hey, what's up, I Eat the Dog? The man, his music bangs. Like, that dude could freaking fiddle. Alright, so I think it's just trimming up some 1Us at this point. So I do need to cut out that little bit of a extra rubber that was not removed properly.
Drinking beer and cabaret, and was I having fun?
There we go.
Until one night she caught me right, and now I'm on the run. Lay that pistol down, babe. Lay that
Alright, I am wondering about this one, that the way that the rubber is laying, like it kind of is bent like that.
pistol down.
So it's not really sitting as flat as I would like it to.
She cussed and cried
See if
and
maybe,
said I'd lie.
yeah, there we go. Manipulating it a little bit, got it in place. Alright, so what do I need at this point? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so I'll cut out 2 strips of singles. And then we call it good. Yeah, so these are supposed to be the 45 gram, and these are like the rounded style, OEM style. I like these domes. Like, I like the clear, but kind of like a little bit of purple in them, but still bluish. Like, I dig it. I don't remember who was talking about it. Was it you, Neko, that like we're talking about they should come out with like more standardization in the colors of domes. That like it'd be nice if we knew that, like, you know, orange domes were heavier than pink domes were heavier than, you know, whatever. Like there really isn't any kind of standardization among the makers of them. But I also like that we can just, like, you know, color coordinate to our shoes. Like, you know, make it up while you go. Like, oh, I'm typing on my blue ones today because I'm feeling blue. Alright, so we're almost there on these. Then we get to play the spring shaking game. And I will say, laying these in here was a way nicer experience than dealing with those Densest 1U parts. Or the, I guess, you know, individual domes. So let me get this stuff out of the way. Scoot this guy up a little bit so I can kind of look at it, you know, make sure I got these lined up correctly. But I guess I'll wait till, look at that one, it's not sitting right. There we go. Alright. So, now the fun part. Let's look at these springs. I've not actually looked at their springs yet. I will, I'll venture to say these do not look great. They're definitely a lot more tangled than most springs that I've seen from the EC kits. Jesus, yeah. Alright, so that one popped apart. They also really do not sit right, and like they stand up. Oh shit. Did I lose it? Damn it. I think I lost it. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, so I don't know, the springs I feel like are a potential weak point in this kit. Like they're not as nice as the Densest springs, maybe even the, well, I don't know, now that I look at them, like they don't have that little curved barbed end like the Des ones sometimes do, but the way they sit in here, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, so a lot of that has to do with the way the dome is made. So they've got these little tiny indent on the top of the dome, but the inside does not have a matching indent. Like they flatten out. It looks like a lot quicker than like an OEM dome does. So yeah, that's gonna make the springs sit kind of weird. Yeah, PBB YMDK parts. So the weight is supposed to be 45 gram, but they feel a little stiffer than 45 grams, so I don't know. And the way these springs sit, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't have full confidence that these are just going to work. But you know what? We're going to build them anyways because they are from the kit. And it's like for 120 bucks, you get what you get. But yeah, I do want to look at. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, yeah. So those are these white ones. Like, if you look at that, it is very flat. Like, it doesn't have like the kind of indent, and it's very thick too. Yeah, that is a different style. That's interesting. All right. So let me. Yeah. So kind of what I'm referring to, and these aren't the same. These are carrots, but like, if you can kind of see there's like a little nipple on the inside and a ring divot around it, and the spring kind of sits down a little bit better in those than it does in these. That it's just like a flat. Yeah, so that's interesting. So like, well, it still like stands up off of there. So yeah, the way these springs sit on here is very weird. Would I recommend desk keys springs? So I don't like the finish of them, and they, some people complain that they do cause more spring noise. But they, the conical ones work. I'll give them that. Like, I've installed them in boards. They work. They sound okay. Like, I've not had problems with them. The Volcano ones, I have had a board that I had some like key registering issues with, and I've installed them in 4 boards. Only one of those boards did I really have problems. So like, track record, they're not terrible, but one board I just had all sorts of issues with key registration, and once I swapped them out for like just regular ass OEM conical springs, all the key problems went away. So I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like they solve the problems they set out to solve, and I feel that their shape causes other problems, so I'm not super big into those. Honestly, right now, the best springs that I feel like I've dealt with that are aftermarket have been the densest ones. And they do have this weird kind of coating of like a grease or machine oil or something on them, but it hasn't caused any issues with like the actuation that I've noticed. And in fact, I feel like it might even make it a little easier to take them apart. Okay, so this is definitely like an issue. Like, look at these 2 springs. These are springs that came in the same box, and I haven't like sat here and pulled these things apart, but like, that one is crazy stretched out. Come on, you bastard. Like, what is going on here? Okay, here, hold on. Like, look at this. One of these things is definitely not like the other. Like, oh yeah, I definitely have more than the 60 I need, but like, that thing is a mountain. Like, look at the difference there. Yeah, extendo spring. That's like go gadget for real. So okay, so that's interesting. That'll go in the the bin of scuffed China parts. And I need to shut up. I realize I keep saying China parts, but you know what? The desk parts are China parts. A lot of the parts that I've been putting in these boards are China parts. To that end, though, I did just notice this dome is like super janked. So that is coming out. I'm tagging in this one. And yeah, I'm going to give them a once over one more time and see if I see any more, because that was looking bad. But I guess what I was saying is that most of the parts we use in these boards are China parts, so like, I shouldn't just like blanket term like, oh man, all these China parts suck, because really a lot of my favorite boards are built with parts direct from China. Yeah, extras in case of thing. Yeah, no, it's yeah, exactly, planning. No, thank you. Yeah. I need to correct myself because I don't want to be like, you know, disparaging, like, fuck. Alright. Alright. Well, there's one row down. Some of those are sticking up bigger than the others, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to install them like they are, just because. And then we're going to see what we get out of this, you know, once we got the PCB on. Because, I mean, if all these work and it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. But the way they're sitting, I'm not super happy with them. And I feel like if I were to put silencing rings on, that would just make them stand up that much more. Like, I don't know. I am cautiously skeptical. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to say, you know, I don't want to make any snap judgments here. Proof is in the pudding and all that, as someone recently mentioned on a Discord. Like, if it works, it works. Yeah, I'm very curious about the sound test as well. Like, I mean, for the price, like, if this thing turns out to not suck, like, I don't want to say game changer, but, like, that's, you know, like, I will say, it's not as simple as an MX hot swap. Like, I think I was putting together a Rama board the other day, or, you know, a Hibby / Wilbatech board, to be fair. And, man, like, I was like, you know, I could, like, buy this kit for my niece or my nephew and, like, sit down with them and put it together and not feel bad. This kit, I would feel bad putting a kid through. Like, I feel like the amount of tedium that goes on here in this EC kit is, you know, a bit much for some. So, I don't know. This might not necessarily be the best, you know, baby's first EC kit. But, I mean, you know, for the trials and the little issues that I've run into, I'm still having fun with it. And, yeah, the anticipation of what is this going to sound like in a, you know, a plastic case with a gasket-mounted steel plate with, you know, I think I've got Enjoy PBT caps to put on it. Yeah, the way that all of these just, like, stand up above the plane, like, that's one thing I'm not super keen on. Like, you see how much play they have because they don't really, like, nestle down into the dome. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Also, and I don't know if it's because I was popping them in or what the deal is, but, like, the plate is bowing somewhat. Not, like, horribly, but, yeah, it'll be interesting when I tighten this down to see how exactly it all sets. Yeah, I'm interested. The only annoying part of MX kits is supporting the hot swap sockets while putting the switches. Yeah, that is, I mean, you know, if you don't want to mess up your stuff. I did learn, I learned that one the hard way when I wasn't supporting one and pushed one in and the pins weren't perfect and it, you know, snapped the other side off and I got to do some, you know, pad soldering to get that working again. And it worked, but I'm very careful with them now. Come on. Yeah, this, dealing with these, like, stupid, like, Rat King clusters is, like, the biggest pain in the butt. And trying to do so without messing up, you know, too many of them than you'd like to. Alright, we'll get there. So I'm curious, what upcoming EC projects, you know, keyboards, PCBs, whatever, are y'all looking for? Because I know SIP is working on, like, I think he's got the kind of the FC660C in the EC660. I don't know what he's going to call it. I feel like he's kind of working on that. There's, I don't know, the MM stuff that's coming out, the class whatever, the K board, like there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah, the Mono K KV2. I am very curious about that one. I've not. I'm holding off on getting that one. But I look forward to seeing other people put that one together, and I can't wait to see that. So, you made your own board with SIPS PCBs? Cool. Tell us about that if you would. Did you build the housing, or? Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, same Randy Ocean. I'm waiting on the Show HG. I've got I went ahead and broke down on the blind buy of the Show S60 V2. As much as I grump about the S60, like, I do like the simplicity of that, and I think that kind of some of the changes that he's making with the V2 will be nice. So I'm curious. You just have renders to show? Sweet. Well, if you care to drop any of them, feel free. I'm very curious. Similar to what Densys did for his FRL. Cool. Yeah, I love, like, though they're not necessarily my personal preference layout, like, I love functionalist looking. I love boards that are like shorter and wider and have like extra, columns on the sides. Like, I think that shit looks so cool. Looks good on desks, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for the HHKB. It just works for me. So, oh, come on, you bastard. All right, we're gonna get there with these two springs. I'm too far in to give up now. Come on. I swear, it's like they're not even... Okay, there they go. There they go. So I'm just hitting your spelling. Yeah, HHKB is a nice layout. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm a big fan. So I have so many of them because I can, vary up my typing feel, my sound, but, it all feels, very natural coming home to the same layout as... Alright, here's another fun one. This one is, like, way, like, lean to the side, like, not a conical. That thing's like a little dunce cap looking guy. Alright, so that one goes in the bin. Alright, so I will say, so far, the spring kit is a particular weakness of this set. I'm not super keen on the, spring pull-apart disassembly process. Okay, so let me... Hold on, Bachi. Oh, sweet. Alright, y'all, so this is what he's talking about. This looks pretty freaking cool. And I do appreciate that you're using asymmetric blockers. And is that plate clear? Does that have like a see-through, like, smoke bottom? Or is this just like... What are we looking at here? That's super cool. Oh my god, that's... Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, smoke PC. Dude, that's so pretty. Alright, man. Yeah, that's... That's dope. Okay, alright. I love the colors, too. I love that black, and, I mean, everyone says burgundy. I don't know, is that more of a maroon? I don't know what you call that color, but I'm into it. And, yeah, the cat badge is just super cute. Alright, well, good work. That is cool. I can't wait to see where you go with that. Hell yeah. Love it. Maroon. Burgundy is darker. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going with it. Alright, well. Glad my color wheel is not that off. Oh. Drop one under it. There it is. Oh, and there's another one. Cool. Alright. The cat holds the daughter board to minimize inserts. That's awesome. That's smart. I love it. Alright. I like that it's like smart engineering and adorable. I'm super into that. I think more things should be like well designed and cute. And I mean, with HHKB, for better or for worse, it's definitely been like a businessman's or, business person's keyboard. Like it's it's very square looking. Like, I want more, like, wackiness. Like, I think, you know, they should release some cool keycap sets. They should do something. Yeah, functional and aesthetic, for sure. Yeah, I really like it. And yeah, I agree, Chaos Fire Dragon, with regards to the problem with the format is there's not a lot of 6U spacebars. In fact, I was showing that, you know, I bought a you know, $3 spacebar, a GMK spacebar kit at a thrift store yesterday, and it too does not come with a 6U, but it does have a 7U spacebar, so, you know, I could use it in this kit, or I could use it, you know, elsewhere. But yeah, I can't use it for my HHKB builds. Yeah, I am really not feeling these the spring kits for the YMDK parts, and also the way that the springs sit on these domes is very strange to me. So we'll see. You know, like I said, it's if it all comes together and works out and everything actuates, and, like, you know, then I take it back. But as it's standing, it's somewhat disconcerting to see how high these springs stand up above the... Does GMK make a 6U spacebar? Yeah. Don't they? I thought they did. Maybe my 6U spacebar kits on my GMK are from something else? I really thought I had some GMK that had 6U. Yeah, they do. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't crazy. Because I've got, like, GMK on at least 4 boards. And I know I've got 6U spacebars on a couple of them. Nice. Handerbait has it in the base kit? That's good to know. If only I liked Handerbait. Alright. We're getting close here, y'all. Now it's going to be the fun part, screwing in the PCB and then figuring out the stabs and stuff. But I guess I should probably, before I put the stabs on, I should actually, like, if nothing else, test the board once these are together to make sure I don't have to take it apart. Because I think once it's... God, this playlist is banging. Alright. Yeah, once I get the stabs set up on here, I feel like I'm probably not going to want to, you know, take it apart again. Being co-star, but we'll see. Again, I might be, you know, just, like, worrying about, you know, phantoms that don't really exist. Like, if co-star, you know, we'll see. These things might just go together easy. Alright. 1, 2, we got 3 more. 3, 4, and alright. Just gotta pull one more out of this mess. There we go. Alright. Boom. 60. Okay. Put those away before I spill them. Yeah, this is why I swapped this one out. Kind of see the shininess in there. There is, like, weird plastic. Oh, that just peeled right off. Interesting. Okay, and that also peeled right off. So I guess maybe that was just, like, some mold that would, like, sloughed off onto that. Because, yeah, once I kind of got a finger onto it, it came right off. Alright, put the stab keys in first and test before putting in any other keys. So, that's the thing. This doesn't have stab keys. This only this has 1U, all of its 1U. And then it's, you know, it's got the... Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Put in the stab keys. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I was misunderstanding you. You need the clearance to put them in. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Alright, so let me clear some crap off here. Alright, now I gotta do the, you know, y'all get to look at my bald head while I stare directly down onto this and try to square these up as best as I can. Honestly, it doesn't look too terrible overall. Alright. And I'm sorry, I keep missing y'all's comments. Your suggestion is to commission a wood 6U spacebar. I would love, like... I love odd materials. So, like, I wish Syracuse had a 6U. Like, I don't know if anyone said that. But, like, yeah, I would love to see more cool kits with 6U. And I feel like, do they only do 6.25? Do they even do a 7U? Yeah, this is definitely like bending this plate. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to put a few screws in, and then we're kind of going to work from the middle out once I get a few of these outer points put in. So let me move a few things around. This is supposed to be Western Swing, but I feel like it's kind of turned into more outlaw list now. But not that I'm mad or anything, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for. Do I need to put stabs in now or later? So stabs will go in later because they are plate mount from the top. Yeah, so they're co-star. That is a good question, though, and thank you for checking me. All right. Yeah, I really intensely detest these 1.6, these M1.6 screws. These things absolutely suck. And I guess they fit, but God, they are fiddly and crap. Okay. I feel like if I look at them wrong, they're going to strip. Aukey's is also in their Kickstarter for metal keycaps, and if they reach 200K, they're offering 7U. And Syracuse are working on a 7U. Alright. So that's good to know. I'm glad to hear that, like, at least they're doing that. I mean, that doesn't get me to HHKB, but that gets me to, like, fake MX HHKB. So I'm going ahead and putting a little bit of pressure on the PCB, just to make sure that those are sitting correctly. And actually, so far they are, so I feel like we're pretty good here. Yeah, alright. Interesting. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. Alright, let me throw in a few more screws around the perimeter, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and try to at least, like, test these. Missing standoffs. Oh, whoops, I just realized that I forgot to notify my my local Discord that homeboy Randy Ocean solved my problem by pointing out that I do have the standoff, so I'm actually streaming right now. Whoops. Alright, well, screw them. We'll figure it out or they won't. Yeah, if Syracuse lacquer caps include a 6 or 7U, sign my ass up. But they do not, sadly. Which is a drag. I really want, like... I mean, I guess 6.25 just rules the world? Like, why? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So let me just pop a few more on the bottom here. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip this thing open and plug it in. And see if it, plays nice. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it's doing pretty good. Let me Pause all Pee Wee King over here. Alright. Now, obviously, they're going to sound funny because... Alright, I will say, there is some rattle. And I don't have it all tightened down, but there's definitely some rattle to it. But, you know, whatever. Let me plug this in real quick. I guess I should have fired up a tester program before I did. Yeah, let me see. All right. Okay, well that's not cool. Oh. Yeah, this is not great. Like, a lot of keys are not at all functioning. Well, that's not cool. Huh. Alright, I guess I should have tested the board on its own before. Alright, well, that's not great. Yeah. They didn't give you the QMK code, adjust the EC settings with like the SIT PCB. You know, I don't know. I don't know if this thing is VIA compatible. Let me authorized device, DH60, connect. Oh, weird. That's a weird layout. That is definitely not right. Okay, so that's interesting. So... Yeah, but like, geez, I have to like bottom these things out like hugely. And some of them don't even bottom out. Oh yeah. Alright, I think that is how SIT programmed them all. If you touch the corner pads, do they actuate? No. Oh yeah, I guess do it like in here. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. Yeah, so now I'm sitting here like, no. I'm like pushing my finger down. Those do not actuate. Can I go back to the config menu? So, okay, so this is the EC60, yeah. Interesting. I think you didn't need the standoff after all. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, like it's... Oh, I guess it would help if I went back to the tester. Like, I have to like press hard to get these things to trigger. This can happen with SIPs PCBs. Actuation level is really high. Okay. Special. Oh, nope. EC tools. Okay, so actuation level, release level. So here. Let me bring this up here. All right. All right. So how you turn down the actuation level, would it be okay to just straight up went in with long boy screws? No, so the problem with the long boy screws is the plate isn't tapped. So like I couldn't just do that. I had to use the separate screws. So like all right. So if I bump the actuation point down some, what happens? Okay. Yeah, like... Alright, so they're working a little better. But I still have to, like, bottom them out, so... I don't know. I wonder... Like, I have to, like, get on them. Like, that's intense. Make sure the actuation level is higher than the release, but move the sliders to the left more. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. So, let me move the release. And then move this to, like, so. Try that. Yeah, I'm having to, like, hammer on these things. Okay, do I have to go further? How far has one even been? Like so? Did you flash with new firmware? I have not flashed with new firmware. I haven't done anything. This is like out of the box. So. Oh my god. Okay, so one isn't even working. Oh, did I break it? Did I brick it? Okay, so now nothing is working. I believe it's the same firmware as the EC60, but I don't know. Okay, so it's improving. It's still like some of them, you know, and I don't have screws in those spots, so I'll bet. Yeah, let me all right, well, some of them are working. I may be screwing myself by putting all the screws in, but I have faith. We're going for it. We're gonna do this thing. We're going to put it together, we're going to make the tension even, and then we're going to play with it some more. Recommend flashing with the latest EC60, confirming that we can confirm it is an EC60. So it is reading as something else. It is reading at, well, okay. So it was, but it was also showing DH60. Well, let me just go ahead and... Yeah, the vendor's own derivation of the EC60. So I don't know if this will flash with SIPs like here. So when I go authorized device, I guess it doesn't show it here, but it says DH60 in the thing. When I open it though, it is EC60 here. So yeah, it is showing up as EC60. So, I mean, I do wonder if we should just do the, what is it listed as here? Is it like the SIP something or other? Cipulot EC Theca, EC60. So it is different. Okay, so yeah, well, shit. All right. So maybe I'll hold off on flashing it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and all right. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting in the screws. If nothing else, we can assemble it and see what it sounds like, because I am curious. But man, that's yeah, I'm really wondering about this board. It would be ideal if we could get SIP to confirm. Yeah, because I really don't want to brick this thing. Now, it is triggering, and you know, the goal was to see if this thing worked building it entirely with their parts. So if I start swapping for you know, OEM springs or, you know, desk springs or whatever, then it's really not the complete test. So let me go ahead and screw these together. And then we can play with, you know, play with some CoStar. See what that's all about. Alright. Yeah, and once again, I'm super not a fan of these, you know, I keep saying it, but these like M1.6 screws, they just feel very flimsy. Now, it is nice that, like, you know, there's no, I'm not going to strip any threads, because if I do, then I've got another, you know, bag of 100 of those, you know, spacers and screws and everything else, but like, I would hate for it to like strip and then not be able to, you know, remove it from the PCB or whatever. Like, I figure, you know, in a pinch I can always just pull it and twist it off, but yeah, it's they're not the best. I'm checking the Ali page and they only have support listed as QMK Vial. So that's, yeah. So no VIA. So that's interesting. And thank you for checking. Alright, so we're getting close on these. My god, there are a lot of screws in this thing.
Where's that gal with the red dress on? Some folks call her Dinah. Stole my heart away from me way down to Louisiana. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. Look out there, Kelso.
Alright.
Little bee sucks the blossom, the big bee gets the honey. Little man raises the cotton, the beer joints get the money. Take me back to Tulsa.
Yeah, the slightest variance could affect a flash. I do want, yeah, I really, I'm wondering. And it's based on SIP's work, but yeah. Alright, so that is all the screws at the very least.
Would I like to go to Tulsa? Boy, I sure would. Let me off on Archer, and I'll walk down to Greenwood. Take me back to Tulsa.
They feel decent. There's definitely, some of the domes feel heavier than others. And I'm trying to figure if it's a row thing or like, that one feels a lot lighter than these, for instance. Yeah, so they're not super, I mean, yeah, I don't know. God, there are a lot of screws in this thing. Alright, well, that's assembled. Now the fun part. We've got stabs. So I was noticing earlier as I put this together, or at least, you know, clipped a stab in, that they're very loose. So I'm wondering if I should go ahead and, like, gasket that somehow. I'm trying to think what the best way to go about doing it would be. If it'd just be like run a little strip of something on each side there so that these legs fit up on it or what. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like I've got something I could use for that around here. Let me poke through. Man, I swear. There we go. All right. Alright, so I think I'm going to peel off these housing gaskets and maybe just like trim down the sides and use, you know, use that for it. So we'll see. Because I do want to try to get these things to rattle less. And if that requires, like, just, you know, adding a few little adhesive strips or whatever, I don't think that's a big deal. Alright. Then again, do I want to do this? Let's see. Oh, I guess there's only, like, 3 of these. So it's not so bad. Yeah, I'm wondering... Enough. Okay. Every time I drink a bottle of booze, I'm just driving nails in my coffin. Lordy, driving those nails over you. Is that a freaking mosquito? God, I got a mosquito in here. I do have my back door open, so alright. So let me scoot this down a little bit. So yeah, I'm wondering if, like, that will keep them from rattling less. So let me just see how this fits now. Okay, well, it does rattle a little bit less. Like, it definitely is not, like, rattling like it was, so that might be the way that we have to go on those. Alright, let me do that for the rest of those. So it feels pretty good, honestly. Sorry, this is getting real boring, but I've not done these co-star stabs before, and the way that, you know, I don't know. Maybe I should just trust the process, but they just seem awful freaking rattly. Here we go. All right. They're sitting there pretty good with those pads on there. So yeah, so apparently the way these work, and I'm sorry if this is just like everyone knows this, but like that wire clips in here like so, and then these sit on here like so, kind of sit in here, and then it all just like goes together. But these little wiggly fucks right here seem like they're a pain in the ass. So what I've heard is you can basically just trim this support right here to open that side up, and that allows you to put these in the keycaps and then just like lower them and fish them onto it, and it's a lot easier to put together. That's what I've heard. So I don't actually know that yet, but we'll see. Alright. So let me do the other sets of these real quick, and then we'll actually put these things together and see if CoStart is as bad as everyone says. Alright. Yeah, I'm really hoping that we can figure this figure out what we need for, you know, the firmware on this thing and get it working right, because I'm really hoping I don't you know, I don't want to brick this thing. So yeah, I'm curious. Guess I'll ask their support and see if they will be as helpful about that as they've been with the you know, the missing standoffs, which unfortunately is not very. Alright. Okay. One. And man, alright, so that has a ton of play. I do not like how that fits in there. I'm wondering, are there different ones for the spacebar? Or that's just what we got? Because yeah, these spacebar ones are a lot taller, and they have a ton of play. Okay. Wondering how to best do this here. Trim a little bit more foam and kind of put it along the top there, because this is definitely gonna suck if I can't get this these things from rattling, I expect. Yeah, I think I need to go a little wider. Sorry, I'm just sitting here cutting out little makeshift gaskets to try to get these parts to fit in here correctly. I apologize if I'm not really paying attention, just kind of being boring here, but I'd really like these parts to not suck if I can at all help it. And so far they feel like they might kind of suck a little bit if I don't get this just right. So let's see if this helps. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It still has a lot of vertical movement, so let me see if I can put the other piece on the other side and clip it in together. There we go.
Time has passed, I've forgotten.
All right, that's a lot better.
Mother Nature does
So
want
let me do the same on the other side.
Oh, I guess it's true for me and for you. 'Cause time changes everything. Hey, you can change the name.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, you gotta learn.
Arrange it and make it swing. Oh, that makes everybody swing.
I've never actually built an entire board like from scratch that used CoStar. I've had to work on, you know, changing caps on a board that had CoStar, and that was a pain in the ass, but not actually built them from the ground up. So this is interesting. Yeah, I hear once they're tuned, they're great. So yeah, so we'll see. Sticky mids, indeed.
Good luck to you. May God bless you.
Oh, God bless you.
I can't say I won't love again.
Well, you can't say you will, you know.
You've gone your way, and now I'll go mine. 'Cause time has changed it.
Well, I will say though, this isn't necessarily CoStar's fault. This plate, these cutouts are different size than the cutouts, you know, the other ones. At least it feels that way. So we'll see.
Hey, George, I lost my little pussycat. Will you help me find it?
This song.
Of course, of course, of course. Come on, gang, let's call it. Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where can you be? Here, pussy, 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 pussy.
Hey, what's up, Flying Udon?
Here, pussy, pussy,
So I am putting together the AliExpress EC kit, and we've had some exciting times. We're running into some weird build issues with it. For one, they missed out a few parts, the standoff, so I had to replace some from a show kit. And now I'm going through the wonderful process that is trying to remove the rattle from these these CoStar stabs, which I haven't even put the wires in yet, just like clipping them into the plate. They're already really rattly, so I'm kind of trimming my own little makeshift gaskets out of this, you know, cheapo gasket material I have a lot of, and hoping that this does it. So far it seems like it's okay, but certainly not the most ideal build experience. But we're getting there. All right.
Is this your cat? Look at this cat. Well, what about this? Well, is this your cat? Well, is this your cat?
My pussy has no stripes. Besides, it ain't never smelled like that. Call my cat, boys. Call my pussy.
Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where can you be?
All right.
Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Come back to me.
I think that'll keep those in there.
Where do you roam?
Now I just need to do that last set. Then we can actually start putting maybe some caps on here. I am going to lube up the the CoStar stabs, but I'm not lubing the one use or any of the other stuff. So I kind of want to hear how it sounds just as is with plastic on plastic. All right. And this is the first build that I've done with this kind of EC60 style board. And I say style because it looks like it's potentially a branch off of SIP's work. And, they add a 6.25 spacebar. And I guess they're saying that it doesn't have VIA support, that it is only VIAL and QMK. So I am wondering if that's going to cause us some issues here. But, yeah, I was having weird issues with like certain caps not firing, and I had to like really hammer on them to get them to go off. So we'll see if that continues once I get it put together and stuff. But it's been interesting. It's definitely a learning experience. Like there's a lot of parts that I'm working with here that I've never gotten to work with before, so it's kind of cool. guy. Sorry I'm being so boring and doing so much of this like trimming and stuff off screen, but I just want to make sure I'm doing the best I can with this thing, and sometimes it requires my up close attention. Come on, you bugger. There we go.
I was gonna try to escape
Okay.
and leave this town, but everybody knows about the awful thing that I've done now. Well, I can run or I can fight, but it's death for me tonight, 'cause I killed them both. Yeah, I killed them both.
Yeah, this is supposed to be Western swing, and it keeps getting more and more modern, I feel like. I mean, I guess not that Wayne Hancock's super modern, but geez. Not the same. More outlaw. Alright, so that is the start of the co-stars in place. Yappers in chat? Yeah, we got all sorts of yappers in chat. Is there a special option in Vile to control the actuation? Like, I think the main issue, I would think. Yeah, so that's what we were looking at with the VIA settings, and that I feel like that definitely was tweaking it and making it better, but I don't necessarily know if I want to do that since this isn't fully, you know, at least according to the AliExpress page, VIA compatible. Alright. So that's together. Let me go ahead and pop this open, and then we've got a few other parts that we need to throw together, and then we can put this in a case, but I do want to, maybe I should do those first. So yeah, so let me pull a couple of these out. So this is interesting. It's the wire that clips in, and then these go on the wire. Yeah, so I'm going to try to go ahead and trim these and see what happens. I'm very curious about this. Just cramping my hand there for a second. Alright, let's see. Okay. Okay. Sounded like it needed to. Yes, okay. So cutting that piece out opens that up slightly, which should allow me to then slip these over the wire. Yeah. Alright, I like that. I like that. And it's still pretty solid. Okay. Cool. Modding. Fun. Let me cut that a little better. There we go. Alright. So that's two of them modded to be open, which should allow this to clip in. Yes. Okay. I'm going to trim that just a little bit more on the top. Alright, cool. Do that to a couple more of these.
That if I ever took a sip of that East Texas water, I'd come back to get another drink. Well, he warned me about the water, but never mentioned his daughter. And while that water is fine, it's not as sweet as that East Texas baby of mine.
Alright, there's two more. Yeah, the insert's going to the keycaps, yep. And I hear sometimes you have to take up some of the slack, either with like, I guess you can do it with, what, like cling film or something, or tape or whatever, but yeah, we'll see. Alright. So that should be enough for this. So let me go ahead and try to get out the lube. See how this comes together. So keycap set, I was thinking, I got out this, I think these are Enjoy, yeah, these are Enjoy EPBT. figure they're pretty, you know, classic look to them. Yeah, whatever. I think they'll be alright on these. So let me see what we got here. Oh, shit. Already dropping caps. Oh, huh. Guess I didn't realize these were in Russian. Alright, cool. I guess we're going with Russian. Interesting. With weird front face. Oh man, I don't know if I like these. We'll see. If nothing else, it'll let me test. Yeah, these are interesting. Huh. Alright, so inserts go into the caps. So this will be back facing like so. Cute, okay. Interesting. Alright, so that's interesting, yeah. And I did cut the opening so that, you know, I can pop these things on. So let's go ahead and hit this with a little bit of lube. See how we can make these things sound. Because I'm very curious now. These are, now these are definitely like some sussy China, like, I gotta just quit saying that. You know, these YMDK wires, like, they aren't, like, they could probably use some tuning. Like, they don't fit, you know, sit perfectly flat. But, yeah, this will be interesting. Alright, so they go this way. So I can get these to pop in. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so let me go ahead and lube this interface. And I have never done, you know, these before, so this may not be the way that you lube these. I'm kind of just doing my standard thing. Touch it up a little bit. And sorry, I'm doing this off screen, but I'm basically just kind of getting in there with lube, making sure that it touches both the bottom and the top, that it's not like spilling out the sides terribly. I'm going to go ahead with just a little bit more onto the wire.
You wouldn't read my letter
Okay.
if I wrote you.
And the fun part, let's see if this actually clips on like I'm hoping it does. Let me try this. Alright.
But there's something
Actually, before I do that, let me clean this up because I don't necessarily want this to get too goopy outside of the clip.
So I wrote it in the words of
There
the
we go.
song.
Alright.
I didn't know God made honky tonk angels. I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever.
Ooh, that sounds like shit.
And went by
Sorry, Hank.
to the
Hold on, bud.
wild side of
Alright. Ooh, so... Okay, I think I got the wire upside down because the way that this is going, like, it is 100% the wire is hitting the cap. So let me flip the wire. I'm assuming that's the problem here. And yeah, that is a lot easier to install with the cut on it. So friendly folks who suggested that one to me, I appreciate the heck out of you. Alright, so let me pop this out. So I think it has to go this way then. Okay. So let me just retouch with lube real quick. Okay. try that one more time. So yeah, that actually didn't, it wasn't super hard to put on, but we'll see. Of course, now that it doesn't go up as much, it's getting a little trickier to... There we go. Alright. Man, that sounds like crap. Okay, so it's still... Yeah, it's like the wire is hitting the cap. So, like, look at this. Right there, the wire is hitting the cap. Oof. Okay, so is there a reason? Is there a way to prevent that? So I thought I had to flip the wire potentially, and it still seems like it's happening. You need to lube the contact point of the stab and the wire itself. So it's not that, it's the keycap is hitting. So it's like the keycap is hitting the wire right there under my finger. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, the wire just looks funky. Yeah, that sounds like shit. Alright. So I'm wondering, because like... Alright, when I look at the wire, there's this little bit of like, you know, bend to it, but it definitely arcs one way. So I'm assuming that way is supposed to go down so that it keeps it from impacting, but it doesn't seem like that makes much difference. So let me go ahead and try to put the second one together and just like, you know, for the hell of it, see if it does the same thing, because I'm not super into that sound if that's the case. And I guess it probably would have been cool if I actually like watched a video on how this shit's supposed to work, but of course I didn't because, you know, whatever. So yeah, I feel like if it faces, it kind of bends down, then when it's fully depressed, it shouldn't, well, I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Check a video to see if you're mounting it correctly. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, they're only showing a freaking... Man, watching this video of them installing CoStar, this looks like the biggest pain in the ass. And they really don't show... You know, it looks like the bulge goes up, but that doesn't... Will that help it clear? Yeah, I don't know. So... Alright, let me pop this out. Sorry guys, I knew that this was going to be a tricky part of the process, but I really don't know, like... I feel like that would only go higher, and so it would cause it more impact. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure the orientation of these wires, because like, if you can see, like the top kind of angles off to the side, so I'm trying to think if that angle should go up or down. Alright. So yeah, let's try with the enter. Alright. Do you have the inserts backwards? No, I mean, I believe I've got them the right way. It looks like that the clip is supposed to be underneath like this. And no, the inserts, I've got the long end towards the top. So I think those are correct as well. At least from what I've seen. God, yeah, this is, these are not the coolest to install and tune, I will say. You know, whatever, you gotta learn new things sometimes. Oh my god, I hate these things. Yeah, this is these are certainly a process. Like, I see why the other style stabs are prominently used and these are not. Oh my god, you're killing me right now. Alright, there we go. Those are both on. Yeah, it's... Well, at least sounds better. Okay, so now... Is this a 6.25 or a 7? I think this is a... Yeah, it's definitely not what I need. Alright. I think there's a 7 in here. I really hope there is. Yeah, here we go. So it looks like we get red or yellow 7U out of this kit. Unless there's another one in here. Oh, actually that looks like that's a 7U white. I'll go with that instead. So yeah. So let me go ahead and... So that's the thing, is like it feels like it should... Yeah, it has to go that way. Because if it went upside down, that would impact. Yeah, so it can't go that way. Alright. Maybe I've got the other ones upside down, but I don't know. These are certainly interesting. Yeah. That sounds fine. That one's not bad. It's this frickin' shift. So I may try a different wire. Alright. So there's that. And that clears that. Alright. Yeah, okay. So this goes this way. These go in like so. Sorry, I keep talking to myself here. I just want to make sure, like, you know, I'm trying to psych myself up. All right. so those sit in there okay. Alright.
Maria Elena, you're the idol of my heart. Maria Elena, why
Here we go.
are we so far apart? I linger here in silent reverie tonight, where tiny stars remind me of
Alright, well that is not fully returning, so I don't know if that's the space bar or... Yeah, that's not gonna... Oh, is that catching? I feel like the middle of the wire is catching on the housing. So when I'm... But like this way... Yeah, I'm really not digging these stabs. Interesting. Yeah, that's not great. So I'm wondering what can be improved, changed to make these work better, because that is 100% binding now. Is the wire hitting the housing? It looks like it's, in this case, it looks like it's hitting the housing, not the cap. Over here, it looks like it's hitting the cap. Alright, CoStar sucks. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a fan of CoStar.
Taxi telegrams and phone calls, luggage and carpet tax. You'd think the time would come when them revenuers would relax. Taxes, taxes, will you always haunt me?
Okay.
I always have to work in vain. You have called.
Yeah, because there's not really like...
Taxes, taxes, you have taxed my brain.
Do I have to bend this out a little bit more? Like... Because, yeah, when it goes down, it is 100% hitting the housing. But it's like, you can't flip it. So it would just hit the other way. Yeah, I can't say I'm a super big fan. And, of course, they only give you, like, you know, this one other wire. So it's not like you have options if this wire doesn't work. So I'm wondering, like...
Taxes, taxes, will you always haunt me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Will I always have to work in vain?
Yeah, I feel like I should bend it out some, but I'm just gonna like end up tweaking this thing. Flip it and shift, flip it and shift for science. Yeah, exactly. We're going in. Alright. So I really, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. No, that's not gonna work. Because like I can't even bring it up. Like, yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, see how that bows? That's not how that's supposed to go. Alright, well, we've confirmed that.
For everybody in the nation. Now I'm asking you, my friend, ain't that clever? We'll never grow to be 65.
So I'm wondering if I bow this out a little bit.
It's death and taxes, that's for sure. For taxes, they ain't no cure. So tell me, old death, where is thy sting? Taxes, taxes, will you always haunt me? Will I always have to work in vain?
Okay.
You have caused me many tribulations. Taxes, taxes, you have taxed my brain.
Yeah, it's not. That ain't it. Can't they use plate stabs? Is it due to clearance issues? No, I don't know. That's a good question.
I would love to pull you down the street. I'll bet all the kids will be jealous.
Yeah, I actually have some plate stabs right here.
My playmate so sweet. Hold tight till we come.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't fit. That's too wide. So
Down the hill,
those will not work right. Yeah, I don't know, you know? Honestly, I have no idea why they don't use plate stabs.
'cause you are my sweetheart to be.
Yeah, no clue. Alright, well... kind of feeling somewhat disheartened with this, because like the fact that it's snagging and not even returning. Yeah, I mean, I expect it's because of, you know, clearance issues. Like, they don't really have a lot of room up here for things, so... It's like, if you think of the standard topiary wire, like how it projects out, like it would probably cause problems with interfering with other things in the case. So, NIS 87 uses CoStar, Classic 80 EC, Kit is going to use place mount. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and swap this wire on here, just to see if, excuse me, see if we can get that shift sounding slightly better. Because, yeah, I'm really not feeling that.
'Cause you are my sweetheart to be.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, this is tricky. Sorry y'all if my stream got real boring here, but I cannot for the life of me figure these damn co-stars out. Okay, so that's connected. Sit on top like so. Yeah, I'm not digging it. Because, like, it's literally plastic on metal right there. This is a different wire. Alright. Chaos Fire Dragon. What's the trick here? Dragoon. Because, like, I'm not figuring this out. Do I need to swap them? I mean, I don't feel like with the way that these would sit that they would pass properly if they went above. But, like, that sounds like shit. I believe you have to lube the plastic housing. I mean, I lubed... Well... I mean, lubing the plastic housing is not going to keep that piece of keycap from hitting that metal bar. Like, that's not the plastic, that's the... Okay, lube the keycap? Alright. Let's try, you know, let's get a little lube on there. See if it makes less of a sound. Because, yeah, I didn't lube that part of the bar. Shut up. Alright. Okay, so I did try that. I did try flipping the wire. Because I didn't feel like it was going the right way. The sound was right, but... Okay, yeah, I'm happy to flip it over again, try it again. Because that definitely did make it sound better, lubing that part of the wire. Alright. Well... that was improvement, I will say. And I'm wondering if maybe if I did the same lubing to the center part here, if that spacebar would act a little nicer. Alright. Keycap O-ring, yeah, that's not a bad idea. If I keep struggling with this, I could do that, and I do have some, I believe. Okay. Still is hitting that metal. Yeah, I feel like no matter which way I go, it's going to hit that metal. I don't understand why. But I guess that's just how it is. So, add some lube to the top of it. That sounds better. Alright, I'm living with it. This is the one I hate, the space bar. This is really a piece of crap right now, but you know, let's fuck it, let's just put more lube on it. Lube parts of it that I haven't lubed yet. See if that helps it turn. I will say this is the wire is not super impressive. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot to this wire, like compared to, you know, MX or, you know, Topiary stab wires. Like, they seem to be a little bit heftier than this. This doesn't have a lot going for it. So I don't know. Alright. We're gonna make this work. I swear to God. Yeah, that is binding. Alright. I might look for other CoStar 7U wires and see if I can just figure, like... Depends on the wire, I guess, compared to the wire on my NA7 to an Amazon kit I got. The wires on the Amazon was completely shit. That's good to know. Yeah, alright. Well, I'm getting pissed off at this thing. I'm going to stop dicking with it. I'm going to slap some caps on this and I'm going to put this thing in a case, because... I just want to know what it sounds like. Like, I'm fucking going crazy here trying to get these stupid stabs working. Alright, so whomever it was that was telling me how, you know, annoying those were, you're right, I hate them. Can't say I'm a huge fan, so I'm gonna just go ahead and, seriously, just install some keycaps and get this thing over with. It's not as much fun as most EC builds I've done. So I'm not entirely certain it's you know, worth the hassle. That said, if I do, you know, screw around with it a little bit more and get this thing working nicely and it sounds great, I may change my my opinion. But yeah, we'll see. Let's get there first. I don't know why I'm putting these on rather than slapping it in the case and then putting them on, but I just feel like doing so. Can you not flip the wires? I've flipped the wires both ways. Every single wire in this, I've attempted both orientations. I've also changed this wire. I can't change this one because I don't have a second one, but like, I tried it upside down and it did not work at all. But yeah, no, we've tried flipping both of these. Honestly, they're getting to sound better. Like, I think we're getting there with those. And you can, yeah. So in total, I mean, it's. I feel like these keycaps were cheap as hell. These are like a $30 set of keycaps, I feel like. But like it's 120 something bucks for the, you know, the keyboard kit minus the caps, and it came with everything except for a required component, which were these little kind of like, you know, standoff for allowing you to connect the PCB to the plate. But it had everything else that it needed. And, you know, it's presented some unique challenges. I'm really not feeling the Co-Star stabs right now, but you know, I'll play around with those some more later and see if it gets better. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting board. It's certainly you can definitely get HHQ or Reforce with caps for the same or similar price. Yeah, so I for $105, I just you know, I think I got an HHKB Pro 2 off of I got it from Bai, but I think it was on Mercari. But yeah, so like, you know, you can get cheap, you know, OEM and not have to go through this hassle. I was hoping that it was a cool kit. And I don't like that noise. That sounded like I just broke a keycap. Nope. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that. Alright. But yeah, it's I'm not as enamored with this this kit so far as I was hoping to be. Yeah, they have a weird. That was kind of a weird click when I was pushing those out. But I need to use that EC kit for a 60% poker build. Yeah, like. I mean, there's definitely a lot you can do with it, and I think that, like, I don't know, SIP boards, like, definitely have changed the game and allowed, you know, kits like this to even exist. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that this is a thing, but I don't know if it's necessarily ready for prime time. I'm really not digging the, you know, the stabilizers. I'm sure you've gathered that from my, you know, my build experience so far. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Why is this not? Yeah, the PCB is super cool. Like, I think, yeah, hopefully SIP starts making some out there, you know, some out there unique PCBs. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm so stuck on the HHKB layout. Like, I could take or leave, but I know there's people who just like absolutely love the wacky freaking layout. So yeah, I hope you guys get, you know, all your hopes and dreams. Hope, did I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Okay, these caps are not the best. That is... yeah, whatever. They weren't meant to be. Just kind of wanted to test it out. Alright. Let me get this out of the way. Now the fun part. I do want to install this into the case and see how it feels in the case. So let me go ahead and open this up. And then we can do the thing, because... I really do like this case. Like, you know, even if I do run into other issues, like I think this case is pretty freaking cool looking. And I'm wondering if does this thing use the same stabs for the MX kit, or does it use something different? Is this just like the EC kit that gets to enjoy this the unique pleasure of Co-Star? All right. So when this thing sits in there, it'll sit on the top ones. Okay. And then this goes over it and kind of sandwiches it in there. That's cute. I'll say that's cute. All right. So I'm wondering, does it need those stickers on above and below, or nah? All right. Let me first put in the other parts. So yeah, we need the daughter board. Okay. So we'll need 2 more of these for the case, and then these 2 little guys for the daughter board, I'm assuming. And then those are just extras. Yeah, I do not need the gold yet, because it's already got one. And I'll put those screws away. Cool. Yeah, the gasket stickers, that's right here. I just wasn't sure if they needed them to be on the top and the bottom, or just the bottom. Alright, so that actually sticks out through the plastic, so that's kind of cool. I'm going to screw these in real quick. So yeah, I was just saying it's kind of nice that it actually like keys through the plastic right there. So just make sure that's floated in the center as best as I can. No, I can bump it over just a hair. Come on. There we go. That's centered. Ish. Cool. All right. That should allow me to plug that in without problem. Yes. Nice, that works. Alright. Cool. So alright, I'm assuming, does it matter which one of these it plugs in? Okay, something above and below each gasket. Alright, so yeah, so I'm wondering, these are both the same plug, they're both labeled the same. Does it really matter which one it plugs into? Like,
but no matter how hard I jump in honky tonks I'm playing, the Maytown blues still come around at night.
okay.
Oh my goodness.
So how many of these are there? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's at least 16. So let's see.
Clean shirt every morning. I can wear 7 different kind of shoes. I can
I'm assuming those just go across like so.
all across this country, but I just can't seem to lose them A-Town blues.
I'm not drunk,
Okay.
I'm just drinking.
I went a little too far over with that one. Let me center that better.
I'm just thinking about the way that you done me, thinking about what used to be, but I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking. I'm not
So I just got word apparently some of the desk keys orders are taking longer to ship than expected, but I know they did have there was a holiday recently, so I don't know if that's still impacting or not, but let me figure I'll go ahead and log into Desk and check, see if my orders moved recently. Weird. Yeah, it looks like my stuff is also not they got a label, but it's not yet in the system, so I'm not sure what's going on with this. Place them on the plate if they aren't sticking to. They should be back this week. Show just shipped my snipe. Nice, nice. Yeah. No, I figured that was going on, but I don't know. So it's good to know. Yeah, I'm really curious what this is gonna feel like once it's all put together. Okay, so those are like so. Let me plug this in. Okay. So if I get under there, you should sit like so. Alright. So it's got cush underneath. Should there also be a set of them on top is what I'm wondering now, or should this just like lock itself together? Oh yeah, it feels like there should definitely be something on top. Okay, that's easy. So that is one nice thing about asymmetric, or the symmetric, is fits over both ways. Sipula put up an EC calibration guide. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Thanks for pointing that out. I do need to, okay, so... So it should sit in there then. Right? Yeah, alright. Yeah, that's certainly an interesting design. Like, I do wonder about the longevity of some of the, all these like wacky, like foamed gaskets. Like, how long are these little pieces really going to hold up? Well, like in 10 years, are they going to be, functional, or are they just going to be dust? Yeah, I should watch the SIP EC calibration guide. I will probably not do that on stream. I will do that on my own time. At this point, I feel like I just want to get this thing built, see what it sounds like. I'm not going to be able to do a typing test on it because, it's just that weird triggering issue is not working, and the space bar is ugly, but I'd like to at least, once I get it in the case, see what it sounds like.
Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, I rode my pony on the reservation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder
Okay, so that needs to go up a little bit.
Cowboy's life is my occupation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. But as
It's not so bad. Okay. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get.
blackjack trees kiss the playful prairie breeze in those
Set it on
Oklahoma
something.
hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, I rode my pony on the reservation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder in the Indian Nation, the cowboy's life is my occupation in the Oklahoma hills where I was born.
I wonder how much it would cost you to commission SIP to build EC40 with the screw layout for the BM40. What is the BM40? I don't think I've heard of that one. Is that something you're working on, or is that something someone else?
Now as I turn life a page to a land of great
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of the BM40.
Oklahoma hills where I was born. Where the black oil rolls
Alright, I am glad that if nothing else, like at least they have decent like screw-in. Like you're not just screwing directly into plastic with these. They actually have like, you know, threaded inserts that are metal. So that makes me feel a little bit better about this. It's one thing I didn't like about some of the show builds is like they use super fine screws and they would have you screwing directly into PC, and I'm like, I just, you know, that makes me feel bad. I don't want to split that. All right, so not the most not the most perfect build experience of my life, but I think this is cute. I like how it looks. Like, I love that it's got this massive freaking typing angle. Holy crap! If like the legs are down. Like, this is, like, about what I like. This is, like, I like this. This is cool. But, like, with those out, wham! Like, it is a tall, like, if that's flat, that is a tall typing angle with those legs down. Yeah, this is fun. Like, look at this thing. Alright, and, yeah, the spacebar still is... You know, it's not fully binding. Maybe once it's in the case, but it is sounding like shit on this side. So I'll still... Okay, so yeah, let me kill the music. Let me bring this thing down a little bit. Honestly, they're not... They feel fine. Like, functionally, they're nice. These domes feel heavier than 45. I know they sold them to me as 45, but, like, I think they're a little heavier than 45. But yeah, no, it's all right. Let me do it at my more standard typing angle. I mean, really, they feel good. Like, I mean, these are, you know, they're all just like DISA PBT caps. Like, nothing in this is like super nice. But no, it feels good. And like, I don't know. That sucks. There's definitely like bad noises going on there, so I don't like that. But like, yeah, no, they're not bad. And honestly, like now that I'm kind of going down the rows and everything's screwed together, the inconsistency, I feel like that key was like, yeah, there's a little bit of weight variation here. Like this one feels a little lighter than that one. They're not bad. For the price, yeah, you can't, I don't know. It's hard to beat the price, I will say. Yeah, I don't know, I like it. I would want to, I want to do some more tuning to it. I feel like I kind of got it slightly, oh, I guess I can, yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, it's not bad. In fact, here, let me get this out of the way. I'm not going to do a real typing test because I know some of the keys are not actuating, and I got to figure out what's up with the firmware, and you know. But like, Here. Get that out of the way. You know, obviously different material. This is PC. I think this is PBT. I don't know. What is this? I don't even know what the housing is. But like here. You know? Okay, so there's that and this. I mean, yeah, the bottom board is a lot louder. So these are dentist parts with GMK keycaps with, you know, I did RO59 lube the sliders in this one, but like, yeah, this is a much louder board. It is, you know, it's double shot ABS, so like the keycaps are different. These are PBT. I mean, honestly, like, the build experience kind of sucked. Dealing with the screws like they are, like the EC, you know, the untapped plate. So having to run screws from both sides through the spacer was not great. Tuning these was not great, but honestly, now that they're in there, they don't sound that bad. And, you know, putting them up against, you know, an actual, like, aftermarket 2U, you know, stabilized, like, I mean, that's after lubing, like, yeah, so I really don't think those are bad. So that part of the co-star is not bad. Spacebar is starting to return like normal. That sounds like shit, so I would definitely, like, you know, I'd be playing around with that side a little bit to see if we could make that sound better, but I mean, compared to this, like, it's not that bad. So yeah, I don't know, that was an interesting build. Like, it was definitely, I mean, when I think of, like, what I've considered as far as, like, the EC kits that have come out, I don't think I have one in arm's length, but, like, my Neverest, the Neverest 60 is, like, top of the game. Like, that thing comes with all the parts you need to build it, and all the parts work, and, like, yeah, I had a much better, I feel like, build experience putting that together than this, but it wasn't bad. And for the price, for, you know, 120 something bucks, like, this is a good kit. If it came with all the parts. So I feel like once they include these, and you know, they wanted pictures of the parts that they're missing, so I'm, you know, sorry, this isn't the picture, but, like, you know, these right here are what are missing. So once you get those parts, then you can actually assemble the kit that you bought. Now, whether or not, you know, they'll fully work, like if this, you know, the space bar, I kind of want to find some more wires and play around with the different wires, see if I can get that to work better. But, like, now that I'm sitting here tapping on it a little bit more, it's actually returning. So I feel like maybe I don't know, did I put too much lube in? Was it getting sluggish and now it's working? But there's definitely a really annoying tap on this side. So yeah, maybe I see why CoStar gets their reputation, but not great. But I mean, for unsilenced, unlubed Topper, it doesn't sound terrible. All right, and I am gonna, now that it's all built completely, I am curious. I want to go ahead and plug this in one more time, and just like do the, see if it actually does the things in VIA like it's supposed to. So, okay, so that turns on. Authorized device. Now it's not seeing it. That's kind of weird. Right. Oh, now it's not working at all. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, good old Show. No kidding. Show hooked it up. Like, good looking out, Show. I can't say enough good things about Show. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Maybe I plugged it in wrong because it definitely was making noise when it's detecting the daughter board, but it's not firing up. So, all right. Well, this is an interesting attempt. I think I'm going to pause it now. I might have a part 2 once I mess around with this a little bit more, but like I definitely learned some things. Like CoStar sucks, but once you get it tuned, it's not terrible. Like, these don't sound horrible, and they work good, and they don't bind when I'm pressing from the corners. Like, that is one problem that I've had with some of the Desk 2U stuff, is like, unless you get it just right, like it has some weird corner binding issues. Like, that is not the case on these, so that's kind of nice. Like, same with the spacebar. The spacebar is no longer binding, so I guess just sitting there and working it helped figure it out, but it does have that tick, which sucks. Alright. It is not the ultimate, cheapo kit that I was, EC kit that I was hoping for, but it's still a decent, fun to put together EC kit. If you've built EC before, then I think you'll have a leg up on it. Like, if this is your first kit, you might not have a good time. As far as the parts go, I think the sliders and the housings are nice. Like, I don't feel any kind of, binding or sluggishness or weirdness there. Domes, there is a little bit of inconsistency in weight that I feel across some of the domes. I feel a lot heavier on certain rows. But they're not bad. And they're, they're not, I won't say they're like, as close to OEM as the densest domes are to OEM. But they're not bad. It's another, set of domes to play with that you can buy for cheap. So, that's not bad. Springs kind of sucked. Like, I will say, like, the springs, I'm, and I don't know how much of it is just, like, I need to flash this thing and mess with the actuation point, but, like, a lot of keys were not registering unless I was, like, getting on top of them, like, pressing them into the board. For instance, the springs, that was one of the springs that came in the kit, versus, like, this, which, you see it's definitely not the right shape that a conical spring should be in. It kind of leans. So, the springs are not great, but again, they're cheap. So you get like 120 of them. I'm sure you can find 60 of them to work. So there, there's some decisions made, some parts that are not awesome, but like, I mean, it's like bitching about a McDonald's hamburger. Dude, you paid $1 for it. What do you want? So yeah, I don't know. It's a cool kit. Not perfect by any stretch, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, I had fun building it. I love the feet. I love the Insano typing angle. I love that, like, with the feet down, it's a more sane typing angle. Like, it's not too rattly. Like, there's definitely something that is, moving in there, but it's not bad. So, yeah. Alright, I like it. I think we're going to call it on that. I'm looking to see if there is... Okay, so I think I found someone to raid. Let's see if I can... Oh, yeah. It would help if I had a plugged-in keyboard that I was typing on. Let me go ahead and raid. See if I can remember how to do this. Raid. Yeah, that's exactly who I was going to raid. Yep. No, that was the plan. So we're on it. We are on it. Oh, nice. He's building an Albius. Oh, sweet. We are definitely doing that then. All right, all 16 of us. Let's get them. Charge.